Good morning. I'm Josanne Wright Callender, the author of Making Do, Growing Up Colored in the Jim Crow South During the Great Depression. And I have my original banner up of Skeeky Tales because it was available, but also to show you that this is a progression. I started with that banner slogan to name the series that I was working on, and I loved it. But I found out that it was too close to another person's writing banner and series title. So we took Tuskegee Tales off of the novels till I could think of another equally wonderful um, slogan or banner for the books. And my sister Lydia said, "Do not lose the Tuskegee part. That is so much part of our family history and heritage." And I agree. My uncle was a Tuskegee Airman, and my mother was his younger sister. Told us a lot of stories about how he grew up in the family as this really intelligent, smart young man, and became Tuskegee Airmen in the 99th Pursuit Squadron. So Tuskegee had to stay. But in the meantime, I couldn't think of a title, so we just had that edition come out of Making Do. But at one point, I was talking with one of the legal Zoom attorneys, and he and I just hashed out some of the ideas and came up with, I was going to say, um, oh, let's see. I can't even think of what mine was, but it was a word that was not as active as believe. And he made the point that believe is a word that is also a noun. So instead of Tuskegee Tales, we have believe, and then I have a colon after it, and Tuskegee strong. And that strength is the strength that God supplies. And I just loved it. So, what I said last time is that we're rebranding, I can finally think of the term, the series so that it reflects more of my Christian background, which is an homage to my parents. They were the ones who, with their Christian faith, made it through the Jim Crow South period to be really resilient, vibrant people who love everyone. And as my uncle, reflecting that same thought and his spiritual life, said, there's only one race. There's the human race. He was a biologist, so I think he was apt in being able to say that. So what they've done for me is to show me that this process. It's not about being angry. The past is the past, it's history. And you grow on the base of that history to come to another level. And that's what I believe a lot of us are doing these days. We're leveling up. And I can only do this through my belief in Jesus Christ. And so my young adult novel reflects that faith that my parents had, which helped them get through this really turbulent time with joy and expectation for their future and their hope. And that included us, their children. So I'm hoping that this book encourages and lifts the next group of young people so that they can build on the historic past, and know that they're getting to another level. I was reading a little bit of biography of Madam C.J. Walker, and there were so many things that she did during the time of the early 1900s, late 1800s, because she was the first child born from her family that was actually a free child. And yet um, her motivation, her moral imagination was to give back. She was a really incredible person in giving to poverty situations, and there were a lot of people coming out of the slavery period into this Jim Crow period who had no money, and so she raised money, did fundraisers, helped people get into homes and a livelihood that they could grow from. So, I was thinking that this whole period, the foundation of her belief was her faith in God also. It's just that so many things can come out of when we're selfless. So, this is my journey making my novel foundationally a faith based book, and it's taking a lot of purging of previous thoughts. And I said, I'm sanctifying this process by following what the Lord leads me to do from one point to another. So, you're on this journey with me. I thank you for subscribing. Please share, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.